Friends, I am here again once more before you to read a self-composed poem, to recite it in an English version that I composed in Bangla very recently. I expect that you will try to understand the essence of this poem, although not in original language. You may find little discrepancy in the beauty of that certain language. However, listen it, watch it carefully, and share it if possible to others. The title of this poem is Let's See What Our Creator Wants. Let's see what our Creator wants. I am an obscure poet, Muhammad Saidur Rahman. I went out on the other day all alone in the early evening. The entire roads and the lanes seemed deserted. Sun went down in the horizon. Deep darkness was about to set in. I glanced at some known faces, Abdul Sahbaz, Masroof, Mahfouz, talking. They were all in low whispering tone. Said one of them, those sand-blind fools have become arrogant of their authority as being majority. Teach them we must, a lesson befitting for their being so proud majority. We shall give them evidences live. So with our power of communion with Allah, we'll set their temples on fire tonight. They uttered their tone in whispering, so I did not heed. I presumed they might have been indignant against some recent political intrigues and baseless gimmicks that some mindless leaders have indulged so in spreading hatred with the hate speech. They must be pacified soon by their own conscience. So moved I ahead with such expectation. Then again I glanced some other boys of no entity, earthless and rustic, all like goons, having no such identity prominent of their own, using all slangs listed in their vocabulary, were erupting fire with their inflammatory words. Said one of them, for which other nodded in affirmation, will teach a very befitting lesson to those scalp-capped jahils. They have become so daring, they need a lesson from us. If they want to stay in our land, they won't be given any chance to breathe in and out of their own choice. They have to queue just behind us. I saw them all from a distance. Their foreheads were all marked with the tilak of their traditional chemicals and few grains of rice unboiled. Their eyes are shining even in the darkness, like that of the leopards, as if waiting to pounce on their unfortunate victims at any moment. Of one of those skull-capped youngsters of their neighboring locality, planning they were to set fire in the mosques and the entrance of the opposite lane. I observed them closely ever. Neither those pseudo-Muslims say namaz in mosques, nor these fake Hindus offer prayers in these temples. Yet those goons gather in their chosen spots only after dark to make their scheme for everybody, for every day, at every night. I always hear Azan, the sweetened call for saying namaz in the mosque. I hear the enchanting sound of the auspicious bells in the temples with equal reverence. But I never see such goons as those rustic boys at those respective places to go any of these places of prayers. I feel too shocked and turmoiled to see their such awkward hostilities and awkward behavior. They grew all together, attended the same school since their early years, where I served as their teacher. Yet I could not exercise my command as teacher at that instant. I knew they would not heed my words. I knew they would not heed my words. I know the maxim, a thief does not hear any religious scriptures. So I plodded on. There was no other mindset theirs other than believing in hostilities and practicing hatred against one another. They all have got their brain washed. It seemed to me they all have got their own gurus of their own type who never indulge in poking their noses to prevent their being involved in misdeeds. They have all got their own gurus of their own types who never indulge in poking their noses to prevent their being involved in misdeeds. Their new gurus have made their mind and hearts callous and explosive, more prone to burn in fire so inflamed. I had never seen their like before in all these years at Gulab Bagh in this part of Delhi before. Certainly, this marked an unusual development here, and I felt scared. I also felt stupefied that even at the mouth of such challenges against all our existence posed by coronaviruses, while they are taking the death toll in higher order, yet these half-minded youngsters are planning to set fire in the heart of their motherland, trying to make their hatred perpetual. Why and how and where from these youngsters inherited their such traits of beasts so brute? I fail to understand these all are absurd, unhealthy, and ruinous for all of us with equal intensity so far. I wondered, has ever our Creator thought to set these misguiding stars on the right path? Or waiting to see them ruined by being burnt by themselves and ridding our earth from their huge mass as sinner of any previous births? I wonder now if they are so keen in carrying on their age-old outdated prejudices even now after 7 decades of achieving our independence, then no doubt they would never overcome their slavery of such kind. Never. They would never get rid of unemployment, poverty, extreme hostilities, of all these bestialities with their such dark hearts and eyes so sand-blind. I trust only the great Creator can show them their path. I trust only the great Creator can show them their path, as that is eternal source to soothe their hearts and bind on another with respect, mutual and love, as brothers akin and individual counterparts. I believe we are all individual counterparts. The only question, therefore, I want to ask, O my Almighty, how would you remain silent as a mute spectator? Please wake up with your plans paramount to mend them all. O God, see how your creations assume to be so great, yet they act and react just as devils, the Satans. Please, oh please reinforce your rule of law to make them feel why it is inevitable for all to abide by your command, the supreme framer of all laws and norms, to stay as human beings. Now I aspire strong. Let God take his turn, make all learn how to live in such a critical situation, just to rebuild the world for preserving our belief and traditions, so unique ones. Remember, all this earth is our only habitat. There is no other one as such, so dear, and none of us, of our neighbors, near or far, can alter this earth, this noble truth. None of our neighbors, near or far, can alter this earth, this noble truth. We are all neighbors. We are only brothers, the residents of this only habitat, this earth. We cannot escape anywhere or dominate anyone by inflicting fear or terror in hearts. These all are vague efforts that only consume our hearts to turn us heartless and cruel beasts. We cannot escape anywhere or dominate anyone by inflicting fear or terror in hearts. These all are vague efforts that only consume our power of hearts to turn us heartless and cruel beasts. Trust it all, that whosoever are there at close distance or at far in the holy land of ours, all are Indians, people of the same soil, and are the brothers as only as Indians. I believe we can preserve our culture of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam by driving all hooligans worthless away from our newfound world of love and understanding mutual. I believe we can preserve our culture of Vasudhaiva Kutumbakam by driving all hooligans worthless away from our newfound world of love and understanding mutual. Now let's see if your Creator takes his course of action. Now see if your Creator takes his course of action, or else he also wants to see the mosques and temples being burned so long, even after centuries. Maybe he finds all these irrelevant or unnecessary in his realm. Let's wait and see. Let's wait and see what our Creator wants. Let's wait and see what our Creator wants, whether streams of blood or garden of flowers. Let's wait and see what our Creator wants, whether streams of blood or gardens of flowers. Whether streams of blood or gardens of flowers.